So let's take a look at what the bar graphs would look like for this kind of motion. So our displacement is starting at 0, then it's going to move positive, then it's going to move negative, and then it's going to come back to where it started. So here we're starting at 0, we're going positive, go through the 0, go negative, and then come back to where we started. So we're doing just over one period in this. They want us to figure out what it looks like here, 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 and here. Okay, at C, they're telling us that the kinetic energy is 4 bars up and that our potential energy is nothing. So at C, we're at the place where there is no gravitational or no spring potential energy, and it's moving the fastest. So we've got all of our kinetic energy here and no potential energy here. So now let's look at the easier places. A is where it's going to be stretched out to the max. So that's going to have an X value, but no V. So it's going to be all potential energy at point A. So that means that we're going 4 bars up. Potential energy, and we'll have no kinetic energy at that spot. And at E, we're going to be at our furthest left position. So that means all the way scrunched in, which means that we'll be stopped. So there's no kinetic energy, but there will be all potential energy. So same thing as what we just drew. There'll be no kinetic energy and 4 bars of potential energy. So now we need to do the in-between parts. Here at point B, our displacement, our X value, is half the total. But half the total doesn't mean half the U value. And we can use the same strategies that we used with gravitation to figure out how much that changes by. So if this is 1/2 X squared, then that's going to be 1/2 K 1/4 X squared. I'm going to bring the 1/4 out to the front. And I'm not going to combine the 1/2 and the 1/4 because this is U right here. So it means that we're going to be 1/4 our U max. So half the X value means that we're at 1/4 the potential energy. So that means we only go up 1 box. And that means that our kinetic energy has to make up the difference. So it doesn't split half and half. It's not linear. It's a parabola. And it'll be the same thing at point D. Notice that there's no negative energy. So even though they provided you with the negative half of this graph, you don't need it, because with V squared and X squared, no matter what the sign of our V and X is, we always get a positive energy.